I still hear the echo of that voice in my head sometimes. Sharp, confident, already certain I didn't belong. It happened on a random weekday evening, the kind of night you don't expect to remember for the rest of your life. I was just a dad with a credit card, a deadline, and a promise to keep. That was it, and yet, that parking lot became the place where everything cracked open. It was early May, warm enough that the air felt heavy but not hot, the sky starting to fade into that soft blue-gray that makes everything look calmer than it really is. I wasn't supposed to be out shopping. I'd moved meetings, swapped shifts, spent my whole schedule for this one errand. My daughter Lily had her senior formal in 4 days. Her mom used to handle all this stuff. Dresses, shoes, the million little details that somehow matter a lot when you're 17. She passed the year before, and ever since I'd been learning how to step into moments I didn't know how to fill. This dress was one of them. I walked out of the store holding 3 glossy bags, feeling weirdly proud of myself. I'd actually pulled it off. The exact color her mom circled in a magazine months ago, deep blue, elegant, nothing flashy. I was already rehearsing how I'd surprise Lily when I heard it. Hey. A step away from the car, not a question, not even curious. I turned and saw him standing behind his cruiser, one hand near his belt, eyes locked on me like I'd already done something wrong. I remember thinking, okay, stay calm, don't give him a reason. I said, I'm just loading my purchases. Even smiled a little like that would help. He didn't smile back. He asked what I was really doing there. That's when that old familiar feeling crept in, the one you get when you realize the conversation isn't actually about answers. It's about control. I asked why he stopped me. He said I matched a description. Wouldn't say which one, wouldn't say of what. Just told me to hand over my ID. By then, people were slowing down, pretending to look for their keys while watching us. Phones came out. I could feel it turning into something bigger, heavier. I handed him my license, slowly, deliberately, every movement careful. My heart was pounding, but my voice stayed steady. That part came from years of being told to keep it together no matter what. He looked at my address, raised an eyebrow, and said, "Nice area. What do you do for a living?" The way he said it told me exactly what he meant. I answered without giving him the satisfaction of a reaction. Said it wasn't relevant. That annoyed him. He told me to open the bags. I said no. Polite, calm, respectful. I said I didn't consent to a search. That's when he stepped closer. Too close. Lowered his voice like it was just between us even though everyone could hear. Said I was making this harder than it needed to be. Said he could find a reason if he had to. You know what I mean? That moment when you realize the line between inconvenience and danger is thinner than anyone wants to admit. 2 more officers pulled up. I watched their eyes scan the scene, the bags, the crowd. One of them asked him quietly what the issue was. He lied. Right there. Said there'd been a report earlier. The others exchanged a look. I didn't miss it. They knew. One of them turned to me and said I was free to go. Just like that. The tension cracked for a second. The first officer snapped. Said he wasn't done. Said he'd write it up. Suspicious behavior. Possible theft. All of it loud enough for the cameras. I asked for badge numbers. He refused. His partner gave it anyway. I typed everything into my phone with shaking hands, not because I was scared, but because I was angry. Controlled, focused anger. The kind that doesn't burn out, it settles in. I drove home exactly the speed limit, signaling every turn. I noticed another cruiser fall in behind me for a while, then peel off. They were fishing. I didn't bite. When I finally walked into the house, Lily was waiting. I handed her the dress. She gasped, laughed, cried all at once. Said it was perfect. Said her mom would have loved it. I didn't tell her what happened. Not that night. That moment belonged to her. After she went to bed, I sat at the kitchen table and wrote everything down. Times, words, faces. I called people I trusted. I slept maybe 2 hours. By morning, the videos were already everywhere. I hadn't posted anything. I didn't need to. The internet did what it does. By noon, strangers knew my face. By evening, reporters were calling. I stood in front of cameras 2 days later and told the story exactly as it happened. No yelling, no theatrics, just facts. That seemed to hit harder than anything else. The officer was suspended, then charged. Then the rest started to come out. Complaints. Years of them. Same pattern. Different names. Same ending. Until now. The trial dragged on. Watching someone try to twist your reality in front of a room full of people is a special kind of exhausting. His lawyer said I was confrontational. I said I asserted my rights. He said the stop was reasonable. I said the only thing suspicious was my skin. The room went quiet when I said that. Sometimes the truth doesn't need decoration. The verdict came back guilty, every count. I felt relief, sure, but also something heavier, because winning didn't erase what happened. It just proved it shouldn't have happened in the first place. The settlement came later. So did the reforms. New oversight, real consequences. Other cases reopened. Other voices finally heard. Life moved on, but it didn't go back. Lily went to her formal in that blue dress. I took pictures, proud and exhausted and grateful all at once. People still ask me if it was worth it. The attention, the stress, the risk. I think about that a lot, and I always come back to the same answer. Silence is easy. Silence keeps the peace at least on the surface, but silence also keeps the pattern alive. Speaking up didn't make me special. It just made me loud enough to be heard, and that shouldn't be rare. So let me ask you something. If you were standing there, hands full, heart racing, knowing how this could go, what would you have done? Would you have walked away and hoped it never happened again? Or would you have said something even if your voice shook? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Argue if you need to. Share if you've seen it happen, because these stories don't change the world on their own. People do.